Don't get too wild. What's going on, Bobby? Go ahead and hit that like button for me. My bad. What's good? What's going on? I see you. Yo, Ashton, your food's here. I'm about to go get busy. Just ate me something real quick. I know it's not going to be a lot of people on here because this is not my usual time I go live. But if you guys are not already on the New Wave Facebook group, go over there and join. That's going to be the New Wave by A&A. When you go to Facebook, just go to the search engine, type in New Wave by A&A. You're gonna see the New Wave logo, and you also gonna see my logo. You're gonna see my logo in the middle of that. New Wave by A&A. It has about, I think I started it up in February or March. It has about 470 something members, almost at 500 members. Go over there and join or whatever. But one guy on there, I think his name is Taylor Overseen. Shout outs to him. Hope I said his name right. But he was talking about a situation. He was saying that he was talking about a situation with a customer. And he was saying that the customer wanted to basically talk him down. That was the gist of the post. I think I saw another post when somebody was or was it him? But somebody else had a post where they were showing where they were text messaging someone that was going back and forth, and they had a $400 price, and the person wanted to do it for wanted it done for half the price. And they expressed their concerns and how they don't like it, how it pisses them off, how it makes them mad or whatever. And some people just laughed it off. What you got? Go ahead. It's cold. Some people laughed it off or whatever. Some people took it in stride, kept it pushing. But for the past, few months, I've seen a lot of people post on this subject or talk about it, briefly, and they express their disdain for it, how they don't like it, whatever. Um, Me, I've had all those feelings. Like I didn't like it either. Like it's, I know a lot of you guys are sitting there, and y'all basically saying, um, that's, I know my worth. A lot of people say I know my worth and I should get paid my worth and all that. Well, then a question you have to ask yourself is, what is your worth? Are you displaying it? And even if you are displaying your worth, even if you are displaying your worth, uh, people are still going to try to undervalue you and undercut you. Hold on for a second, guys. Sorry about that. But no matter what you feel your worth is, or no matter what your worth is, people are still going to undervalue you, and people still going to try to undercut you because it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with them. You got some people that just simply don't have the money. They need the services, but they don't have the money. You have some people who want or need the services, but uh, they simply just want to get a deal. They don't. They try to see how low that they can talk you down. I even have people. I mean, crazy. I had a guy one time. I said, hey, it doesn't matter what price you give him. He's always going to try to get a cheaper price, no matter what. I mean, even $5. I guess it's just the thrill of getting you to come down. Some people do it for that reason. So over the years, I learned to stop taking it personal. Um, I mean, yeah, that can be the case. Some people got the money just being cheap, but you can't put that blanket over everybody because everybody don't have the money. Some people don't have the money, but they need the services. Um, and people get real creative on the excuses that they have when they don't have the money. You'll see it. Um, the longer I got it been in this game, like lawn care detailing, doing all that, I start to see that I start to learn and get a better understanding. I don't. My thing is I don't. I try to take personal out of business completely, and that's not an easy thing to do because this is a personal business. Because sometimes you're the only employee, the business is you. It's hard not to take it personal, but you have to develop that tough skin over time. Stop taking things like this personal. Um, I'm just gonna give y'all several ways, right, off to the next client. But I just want to give you guys several ways to to look at this because there's always a different story. There's always a different way to look at it, and there's always different situations. Every situation ain't the same. Now you got to understand when you first started detailing. I'm pretty sure most of you guys, when you first started, You did not start off at the prices that you are now. You started out at a lower price. You were on the come up. Whether your confidence wasn't high enough, whether your confidence wasn't high enough, or you didn't know any better, lack of experience, or you were just trying to get your foot in the door. Now, for the most part, most people, it was lack of experience and trying to get their foot in the door. Uh, so you come in with this nice little offer to try to get something. You trying to make something happen. You trying to get something going. Me, when I first started, A&A, and I added my detailing service, I had the prices as low as like $20, 25 bucks for a wash. And that was outside, inside, wipe down, pretty much. I still offer that package today, but it's not at $20. But that price, was so nice because, I was mobile. Well, it wasn't nice for me, but it was nice for the customer. Like, I was mobile. I was wiping your interior down. I was vacuuming your car. I was wiping the windows down. I mean, I'm talking about things that I shouldn't have been doing. I was doing it so my work would look good, because I was just trying to get people in the door. Well, what happens is when you come in at that price like that, certain people are going to think that that's what it is. And anybody that's coming in at that higher price, they're going to be like, wow, he's too high. Not realizing that they caught some guy on the come up. Now, some people do realize they caught a guy on the come up and take advantage. So, like, over time, you raise your prices. So now when you raise your price, that customer is looking for another detailer that was going to do what you do. And they will wait years and years and years and looking for that type of detailer, and so they won't pay the real price. They'll do that. So the thing is that over time, I started raising my prices. So now, the reason why I don't take it personal anymore is because over time I built up more customers and more clients, and I built up an abundance mindset. So if somebody pulls up and they say, hey, how much do you charge? I give them a price, and they say, oh, you too high. They got a comment. They got something to say. I don't take it personal. I just tell them, I understand. Here's my card. If you change your mind, give me a call. I don't care if they call me or not. And see, when you have that attitude, it shows. And that attitude shows your worth. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You don't have to explain your price. You don't have to explain what you're going to do, because they really don't care what you got to do to get that car clean. They just want to get it clean. I'm not going to do that. Now, certain people, it just depends. You may find someone with a trash vehicle that they bought. They might have bought a trash vehicle, got it for a real good price, and they just say, what can you do to get this vehicle as clean as you can? I'll break it down. I'll tell them, I got to use a drill brush. I got to use a steamer, an extractor. I'll break it down to them. It just depends. And you can get, we're humans. We can, you haven't been taught to read body language and stuff like that, but naturally, just over time, we teach ourselves how to read body language and how people, how to interact with people. And you can tell the people that are trying to get over on you. You can just tell by the body language, what they say, how they act, what they do. You can tell. Over time, you'll be able to tell. And those, when you get one of those, me, I just be like a robot. I don't go back and forth with them too much. When I can just tell, I can tell just by looking at them sometimes. Hey, how much you charge? What service you trying to get? Just inside and out, they be real vague. Most of the time they're not specific, they're real vague. Just in and out. All right, so do you need any waxing? Do you need any shampooing? Do you need any of that? No, just a wipe down, blah, blah. So, okay, that sounds like my maintenance detail. For that Tahoe, okay, that Tahoe is going to start out at 95. 95? Yes, sir, 95. And before they can keep talking, I cut them off. Hey, okay, I understand. Well, look, give me a call. I'm gonna give you a card. All the information's on there. Hey, man, if you change your mind, give me a call. And I'm done. That's it. That shows value. You know what that shows? That shows that I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm actually working right now. So they see that you're valuable because you're actually doing a car at that price. That means the prices that they're not willing to pay, they're watching you do a car at that price. You see what I'm saying? Some things ain't got to be said, some things ain't got to be explained. I'm not going to explain my prices to people. You understand what I'm saying? Um, it's a lot of things you got to look at. You got to look at it in so many ways. You just can't write it off as this person doesn't value my worth. It's not about that all the time. Another situation. I give you another example. Again, like I said, you're on the come up. So you're on the come up. So you're trying to get your foot in the door, and you're coming in at that low price. And I'm not saying, hold on, Miki. I'm not saying that it's. I'm not saying that don't come in at a low price, but I'm just saying that that's what makes people. That's what makes people think that's the price. And when you came in at that low price, you didn't feel that was your value. You knew you was valuable than that. You knew you was worth more than that. You knew that, but you went in at that low price, right? So you got to understand, you had to do some finagling. You had to, work your magic, and over time you raise your price. But you did come in. Most people did come in at a low price. I mean, I've asked many of detailers, what do they start out with? What do they do? And they all tell me, their prices was much lower. I mean, some of your favorite detailers on YouTube, I talked to them. I talked to most of them, and they told me, though, this is how much I used to charge. I mean, I did, and they built themselves up. A lot of people will try to get. A lot of people will try to get deals and try to save money at your expense. That's just the American way. People are going to try to do it. You got some cultures that's what they do. They negotiate everything. Everything is negotiation. That's just how it is. But trust me, if you stand firm on your price, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not, at this point, if you become extremely busy, you're not gonna have time to run discounts and stuff like that, because it just won't make any sense. You'll have too many customers. If you got too many customers at the price that you want, it's just gonna be almost to the point where it's impossible to give discounts, because now you're gonna have too much to do in a day. You won't be able to complete them all. And I'm not gonna do a $40 or $50 detail when I got 4 or 5 people at $100. You know what I'm saying? So, don't, find different ways to look at it, and look at it for what it is. Don't always assume that the person doesn't value your worth. The fact that they're trying to get you to go down, the fact they're trying to go back and forth with you, that means they want you to do the car. That's showing some value right there. They're just trying to convince you that they can go somewhere else and get it cheaper. And that's some BS, because if that was the case, why are they here with you? They got somebody else. Why are they here with you in the first place? But with that in mind, you don't have to have an argument with the person, or go back and forth with the person, or tell the person, I know my worth and all that. You ain't got to do that. You could just simply show it by saying, okay, well, look, when you change your mind, here's my card. This is what I charge, blah, blah, blah. And I guarantee you, those same people, I've done that. I've done that 100 times. And those same people, as soon as they come into some money, They come call me for a detail. See, they go everywhere else to get those little washes, but when they want to get the car really cleaned out, they'll call me. And that's how you know you work. And then over time, those people won't waste your time. When they approach you, when they call you, they ready to do business. Let me see what y'all say in the comment section. Yeah, the New Wave group is very healthy. A lot of people on there. I'm liking how that's turning out. Well, I see you 215. Well, if you got customers that's doing that, and you got people that's slipping you money, if you got customers that's doing that, and you got people slipping you money, and it's not the full amount, try to slip you a lesser amount, and that's continuously happening. I don't know if that was a one-time thing or that's something that's continuously happening. There's something that you're doing. Uh, because if you do that to me one time, I'm not doing your car no more. If you know, that's the thing. If you put up with something, if you put up with something, it comes from putting up with it to accepting it. And at some point, the person is gonna say, okay, he's accepted this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Or you're dealing with you're in a low income area. That's what that sounds like to me. Like you're advertising and you're working in a low income area. If you got more than more than one person that keeps doing that to you and that keeps happening. I don't know if what you're telling me is a one-time thing. I don't know if it was a one-time thing or is this something that's just ongoing. But you shouldn't be having that type of problem if you got people that are doing that. If you got people that are doing that and that is slipping you the money, and then you're doing discounts and they're doing all that, that is something that you're doing. Either you're telling them that, and then they come at you with something, then y'all go back and forth, and then you're negotiating with people. That's what this sounds like to me. I'm not sure, but the thing is that if you put your foot down and because to me, if somebody short me, I'm gonna say, hey, you shorted me. Oh, my bad, and they give me the money, or they, oh man, I'm sorry, man, I get you next week. That's it. I'm not doing your car no more. That's it. I'm not doing your car no more. I'm not doing you. I've had a lady when I first started. When I first started when I first started my business, I had a lawn, and the lady, she was like, well, she said, can you cut my front yard? Can you cut my front? Was it every 2 weeks? And cut the backyard once a month. It was something like that. So when I would come to cut the backyard once a month, the backyard would be extremely high. And when you first start your business, I wasn't, it was certain things that I wasn't considering. Certain things that I didn't take into account, not realizing that the grass was going to be too high to cut. Now I had a commercial lawnmower, but her gate was so small that you can barely fit a 21-inch back there. So you had no choice but to cut it with a push mower, and the grass would be so high to where you couldn't even. I mean, it would take you forever to mow it because the lawnmower would keep bogging down. I had it to the highest setting. It was just too much. And so one day I went, and she would leave the money under the. She would leave the money in the grill. And so, I cut the yard. I went. I saw it was less. So I assume it was her first time doing it. I assumed that maybe the money could have fell out, uh, or she thought she put the amount in there and it wasn't in there. But I text her and say, hey, you didn't give me the full amount. She never texted me back. So I'm like, okay. I text her again. She never texts me back. So guess what? I never cut her yard again. Never cut her yard again. You got one time to do that to me, and that's it. That's it. I remember I had another situation when I think I told you guys about this. A lady called me. I got the text message and everything. The lady called me, texted me, and say, "Hey, can you trim?" She said, "Can you clean my gutters?" And it was something else she needed me to do. Was it pressure wash the house? She was like, "Could you pressure wash the house and clean out the gutters or something like that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. If I don't get to it this week, I'll definitely get it to it the following week." She said, "Cool, thanks." I'm like, "Okay." So I go handle the yard. I mean, I go to cut the yard. Now I cut the yard every 2 weeks. So when she texts me the week that I had to go cut a yard. But I had so many yards lined up, I didn't have time to clean the gutters because gutters going to take time and it's a big house. So I show up to cut the yard. When I get there, there's a lawn service leaving. The yard looks freshly cut. There's a guy, it looks like as if he's cleaned the gutters. So I'm like, what? So I said, okay, maybe it's a miscommunication. Maybe I missed something. So I text her. I said, hey, I'm just leaving your house. I'm just pulled up to your house. Your yard is freshly cut. There's a lawn service that left your yard, and it's a guy cleaning the gutters. What's going on? She tells me, oh, I'm sorry, let me call my property manager. Then I knew it was something up when she said, let me call my property manager because I cut the yard. I do everything yard related, and I've never had to deal with a property manager. I deal with you. So why do you have to call your property manager on something that me and you discussed? So I said, okay, let me just see maybe I'm looking at it. I always sit back and wait to see what's going to happen. I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So I wait and I wait and I wait. Never heard back from her. So guess what? I never went back to go do a yard. So that was probably maybe August, September of last year. And so maybe December of last year, she contacts me. Have you been going by the houses and checking on the lawns? And I didn't respond. She's texted me several times. I didn't respond. So then she texts me again and says, "Are you still in business? I've been trying to reach you, and this. Now that pissed me off because you know what's going on." So then I just texted her and I told her, "Listen, on this date and time, on this date, you asked me to clean your gutters and do some other things around your house. I told you that I would that week or the following week. You agreed. I showed up to do the routine lawn care and saw that you had somebody else doing the work that I was already supposed to be doing. I contacted you. You told me you'd get back with your property manager. I never heard anything back from you. That was 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, however long that was. And I said, because of that, I can no longer do your yard." And that was it. Because if you're dealing with people that's going to play those type of games with you, that's going to short you, that's going to play around, that's going to do that type of stuff, when you put up with it, one time, okay, that's a situation. But when it keeps happening, you have accepted it in your mind. You have accepted it, and you give them the sign that you have accepted it. The thing is that when you're trying to charge high prices, or you're trying to charge your worth, you, at some point you have to stop giving discounts. In the beginning, I know you're trying to get started. It's okay to give discounts, and it's okay, and you can do what you want. It's your business. You can give discounts, but I'm just saying, if they know that you're going to offer a discount, guess what they're going to do? They're all going to wait for the discount. They're not going to come on the regular days, but whenever you offer that discount, that's when you get a flood of cars, which is not helping you at all. You see what I'm saying? That's why I like to be mobile. I like to be mobile. I don't want to post up anywhere. I want to be mobile and go to different places. You go to one place, you can have a $200-$300 detail. And you got some people that don't even make $300 a week at their job right now, grown men. You understand what I'm saying? I can tell y'all a lot of stories like that. I give y'all one more story. This is lawn care. Sorry about that, y'all. But I've had another story like that. I had a guy, a female. I would do a yard or whatever, and I would always have to drive back to get my money. I would always have to drive. She had a business. She had a commercial property that I would do in her home, and I would go and I would do that. And I would have to come back and get my money. Now, the first time I did that, I didn't like it, but I did it, and then over time I've accepted it, and now they're going to keep doing it, and then they're going to level up. They're going to, just like how you level up, they're going to level up on the disrespect. So when they start doing that, you just got to, once you can't take it no more. See, sometimes it gets to the point where I can't even get mad at them because it was something that I allowed to happen. So what I did, I just one day just told them I won't be doing their yard no more, and that was it. And I start fresh with new people. You see, the thing is that with this mobile detailing, like anytime you bring the service to the person, it's beautiful because you can just stop dealing with this whole area and just start rolling and going to a whole nother area. You know what I'm saying? But once you create that, they're not. If you was doing it at $20, if you was doing it at 25, it's hard to tell somebody, oh, I charge $100 now. It's not gonna happen. Most people are gonna say, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. They don't care how good you are. I was getting it for 20. Why I'm gonna have to pay 100 for it? Yeah, nothing happened to my truck. I still got it, but that's the thing, man. Don't stop taking this stuff personal. I could just see the anger in some people, how they say, "Oh, I know my value, my prices, and all that type of stuff, man." That don't nobody care. You have to show your value. You have to prove your value, and you show it and prove it. You're gonna have to show it and prove it a lot. And what I do is the way I show and I prove. The way I show and I prove is the way I carry myself and the way I act. I don't the way I show and the way I show my the way I carry myself and the way I the work that I do, and people, they're going to say they may can't afford you or they may not going to pay you, but they're not going to come and disrespect you. And that's all I ask, because trust me, there's a lot of people in y'all towns. You're not the only one. Towns got thousands and thousands of people, and you're never going to do everybody in the town. So all you need is a few people. All you need is a few good people that's going to pay your regular price, and over time you're going to start to see that, wow, they're going to tell you about this. They're going to tell you. They're going to put you onto this person. They're going to put you onto that person. If you advertise properly, some business may call you up, because what do these businesses do? They go on the internet looking for detailers. They type it in, over detailer near me. And you want to be in that list that pops up, because they go down a list, they look at the reviews, they go down the list and they call. And all you got to do is just be ready. Go down there and give them an estimate, and next thing you know, you doing a car for this big company. And when you tell them, $100, $200. That's nothing to them because these are multi-million-dollar companies, and a couple of $100, they don't care. You know, they don't care. So you don't want to get caught up in that, man. You don't want to get caught up and you paying you getting paid low prices and you getting disrespected. Like just like 215 was saying, he offered discounts and they don't care. If they see that you a budge, they'll play those games with you. They'll play those games with you. Oh, just like a friend of mine. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said he did a job for a guy. He went to several different properties, did several different jobs for a guy, gave a guy a price, which was a fair price, and the guy wanted to say, "Oh, let me just give you this," and they went back and forth, and he told the guy, "You know what? Don't even worry about it. Don't pay me nothing. Don't even worry about it." And he was done. And then the guy come back and say, "See, I know you looking at, oh, you gonna pay me my money. I work hard. You gonna pay me my money." But when somebody see you willing to walk away and say, because you know what that means, if you owe me some money, and it depends on how much, but if you owe me some money, and I'm like, look, this is my price. We agreed on this price, this, that, and we go back and forth and all that. I'm willing to walk away from the whole thing and never do business with you again. But y'all hold up for a second. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna show y'all my van. I'm not all the way done, but I'm gonna let y'all look at my van. But I still got my truck. I'll be right back. Y'all stand by. All right, y'all. No, I haven't had any instances like that as far being questioned by the police. But that situation was really those guys was really doing their job. I used to be a cop myself, so I understand how calls come out and how things happen. But actually, that particular situation, there were guys in the neighborhood. There were people in the neighborhood and I actually lived where I do the vet. I lived in the neighborhood across from him, and those guys actually came to my house and was trying to sell me. Was, the guy had a bottle the- of like some soap, like the almond or the joy or something like that, some soap, and had a bottle of soap in his hand. He was like, "Yeah, I could come into your house and I could show you my products." And I'm looking at that. I'm like, "Dude, that's soap that you can buy at the store. What?" And I didn't catch on to it right away. It wasn't until I would leave, like that's a scam. You know, sometimes what they do is they get in your house and then they try to rob you and shit like that. So um, that's what that was. And I actually ran into those guys before I went to go wash their car. And so they was driving the neighborhood and someone called the police on them. And the guy, the guy had dreads. I have dreads, you know. So when he saw my truck and he saw the water tank on the back of it, he thought that was me doing it. Had a conversation with him. He saw that it wasn't me, and he went on about his business. They was really doing their job because I actually ran into those guys. Now, if I didn't run into those guys and they would approach me, you know, I might have felt some type of way. Right. I've had people to do that because what they're doing is uh, when your customers pay you more than what you're asking for, they're telling you indirectly. Some people don't want to be rude, but indirectly, sometimes they're telling you that your prices are too low, or they just value they just value your worth. You know, they just value that they're doing. I, I have a customer that does that now. Um, I remember when I first did an estimate on their lawn, and they said there was like 55. I told them $55. What they've been paying me, they pay me 65 every time. Every single time, it never fails. They pay me 65. They paid me 65 for so long that I thought that that's what I told them. I thought that's what I told them, and it's crazy, man. But I've had customers do that, and that's what happens. You know, if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you've been detailing or whatever you do for any amount of time, and you got people, you got people that are, playing around with your money like that and doing like that. That's your fault. That's something that you're doing. Trust me. I've been doing this for a while, and I've made every mistake that you can make at this point, and that's your fault. And I'm not trying to be rude, but give me a second. But I still have my truck. Nothing is wrong with my truck. I mean, my truck is really old though. It's an '02, so you know what that means. You can do the math. What's that? 18 years old. Truck is old. So once I start using my van on a daily basis, I'll I'll take my truck to the shop. And but I'm using it today. Uh, Here, here's my van. Uh, 2000 and you know what? I forget. I think it's a 2016. I think it's a 2016. It has the backup camera, but the backup camera is up here. Let me see. I can look here at my insurance. It's a 2016. That's what it is. Runs nice. AC. The seats are vinyl. Um, y'all can see those my weed eater racks, some ramps. My generator's gonna sit up here, and I'm gonna put all my stuff up here. I had to move my water tank. When y'all saw the video, the water tank was actually on top of this box right here, but I ended up having to put it up under the box because now I was gonna put my generator in there. Um, but I got everything kind of figured out now. Uh, y'all can see. But I mean, nice little van. It's not the high roof and it's not the mid roof, but it's got a lot of room. It's the Transit. This is this Transit. I call it. It's a T250. There it is, Transit. They call it T250. It has a V6 engine. What's the? I think the hauling capacity is should be at least 2,500 pounds. But this is from my lawnmower. I mean, if y'all saw in the video, my lawnmower, everything fits in here just right. I got enough room for everything and some. As you can see, that's my hose reels. That's where I do the pressure wash and all that. Hopefully next week it'll be up and running. I mean, everything is pretty much together. Only thing is I can still put my lawnmower and it misses all this, but I kind of want to bring it in some. I don't like it out like that, but I'm gonna have to put another hole right here to fill up the water tank, like midways. But I'm gonna make it happen, and like over time, I'll just make it better and better and better. I've never did a setup before. I've never built a setup before ever, so it's not an easy task. Shouts out to all you guys who got them dope setups, man. Because now I really see what you guys had to go through to get your setups like that. Because this is rough, man. But yeah. So it's been a long time coming, man. I will make a video when it's all finished and everything. I'll show you some more. I'll make some more videos of me putting it together. Really been busy doing other things, so I really don't have time to do the videos like I was doing. Later on, I'll be I'm in my hood. I'm at home. I got some yards in the neighborhood across the street from me, so I'll be I scared the shit out of myself. I'll be there. Probably pretty much half the day. Then I got an interior detail later on this evening. Yeah. He told you car detailing isn't that serious. Yeah. And some people feel that way, and that's them. You know, some people feel that way, and that's them. You just can't. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Everybody doesn't look at this like we do. Just like when I talk about car wash and detailing, some people all call it detailing. They call car washing detailing, or they call detailing car washing. Some people don't care. So and what I'm telling you guys, like, don't take it personal because you're getting mad at somebody who really don't care. You know what I'm saying? The guy told you, oh, car detailing isn't that serious. To some people it isn't, because you can go drive down any major road and there's going to be a $10, $15, $20 car wash right there. You know what I'm saying? So don't get all bent out of shape about it, man. Don't take it personal. Appreciate it, Search. I see. Trial and error. Yeah, that's. I mean, man. I'm talking about. I had this truck, man. Literally. Yo, Miki, when did I buy this truck, this van? June, or it was before June. I bought this van at the end of May. sometime in May, man. And I didn't think it was going. I thought I would be able to just bolt some stuff in here and get it rolling, man. And it's not that simple. It is not that simple. But like my screen a little work, man. Yeah, it's just constantly putting something here and then realizing, oh, if I put it right here, I can't put this over there. It's but I finally got everything figured out, and now it's either raining or I got something to do, or I can't get to it right away. But most definitely, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna try to get it done. Only thing I gotta buy two more things. I just need a thin hose reel. I mean, not a hose reel. I need a thin air hose, and just go to Home Depot and pick that up. And I'll buy another. I'll buy another pressure washer hose. Then all the quick connects and all the little ends and adapters and male ends and female ends and all that stuff I needed. That's crazy because when I bought those hose reels, you got to buy a jumper hose, and then the jumper hose has to have all the fittings and all that type of stuff. Man, I'm talking about just the fittings. I probably spent $100 in just quick connects. Them things are expensive, you know, and just to have all that, run up the Northern Tools and trying to get that type of stuff, man. So, but I'm about to get out of here and put some work in. But yeah, again, before I go, just don't take it personal. Just run this thing like a business, man. These other companies that you see around here, they don't take it personal. And once you start getting busy, once you start getting busy and things start getting better for you, um, you won't even have time to take it personal. You won't even have time to take this type of stuff personal, man. Uh, and that's the point it's getting for me. Nothing is cheap, and customers don't realize that we have supplies to buy equipment. Yeah, that's not their problem, Callis. It's not their problem that you got to do all that stuff. You know, the thing is that you got to change your perspective. Not you per se, but we we have to change our perspective. Start everything. The same thing may happen, but for different reasons. If you understand what I'm saying, like you may have somebody that is trying to undercut you because they're just trying to get over. Then you got some people that's trying to undercut you because they're trying to save $1. Then you got some people that's trying to undercut you because they don't have the money. And all the time, you're not gonna know the answer. Now, sometimes you may know the answer, but all the time, you're not gonna know the reason why they're doing that. So the thing is look at it from multiple perspectives, and don't take it personal. And like I said, yeah, we got to buy all that stuff. You carrying huge water tanks. You got supplies, equipment, pay rent, all this stuff you got to do. But that's not their problem. That's your problem. So that's why you had to have your stuff together. You got to have your stuff together because I remember one time I was talking with a customer. I mean, a potential customer, and then we started going back and forth, and I was like, I got to pay this. I felt stupid. After I did all that, I felt stupid. They know you got to pay for stuff. They know that already, but they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So but I care. You get what I'm saying? So like, I stopped doing that. I never go back and forth with a customer.
I never go back and forth with a customer. It's just that if this is my price, if you can't pay it, I understand, and I move on. That's the end of it. There's no need to go back and forth. There's no need to try to explain them. You know, like 215 said, he gives them menus and everything, and they still act like they don't see it. And then some people they're not gonna read that stuff anyway. You know, I give them my card with all the information on it. They're not gonna read it. They're gonna still ask you what this include and what they include. Everything's on the card. But like I said, I'm not going back and forth with anybody, man. I ain't got time for that. Hold on for a second. I'm loaded up to go do these yards. Exactly. Right. Exactly. You know, cause the thing is, you got to have an abundance mindset. You got to have an abundance mindset. Like I've had customers tell me, like I said, I remember I told you guys one time, a guy told me I was stupid. You know, basic. You know, wipe it down. Ah, dang, the foreground, they got to get a new windshield. You see what I'm talking about? But see, you know, his car is dirty, and I see a crack in the windshield. It's going, and it's gonna spread when it get hot. Time to get another windshield. But yeah, but you know, you got stuff you got to pay for. You got to eat. You got to do all this. You know, you got to have an abundance mindset, man. You know, you just got. Hey, Mickey, you see that cracking in the windshield? That just happened. Yeah, I see that. Yep, it's over. It's time to get another one now, cause that's for the spread when it get hot. I know it must have just happened. I see it hit right here. You couldn't see it. Uh huh. Yeah. And see, things are always happening. Like it, you know, I got a house. I got bills. This ain't bills. Bill. I don't play with my money at all. I don't play around at all. Like I'm not gonna let anybody. I've had people that'll just be, you know, slow. Used to be slow on paying me. I let them go. I'm talking about had these people for a few years. They pay on time, pay on time, pay on time, and then what they do is they'll say, okay, well, I don't have that much money. I got to pay this bill. I also got to pay A&A. Well, you know what? Let me pay this bill. I'll pay A&A next week. And then you tell them, oh, no problem. Then they pay like they said they would, and then the next time 2 weeks go by, 2 weeks go by, they wait 2 weeks to pay you. Then guess what? They don't pay you. You see? And you allowed that to happen. I blame myself. I allowed that to happen. So, you know, you tell them, nah, you know, you tell them, nah, I can't do that. I need payment day of. If you know you can't pay me, you need to. I used to, be sympathetic and empathetic and all that, but they go borrow money to go pay car notes and everything else. They pay you. I mean, like I said, I don't have time. You could just see it in my mannerisms, the way I move, the way I do. You just know, they just gonna see in my posture, in my body language, that you're not gonna be able to play with me. And if you try it and see what happens. Try it. And when you try it, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm not dealing with you no more. I'm willing to walk away from the money I was owed and you and everything. You know. And if you get too crazy with it, I'll take you to court if I have to. You know. It's business, man. It's business. Don't take this stuff personal. Don't take your time because see, when you tell them all the stuff you got to pay and all the stuff, you're making it personal. You're telling them, oh man, I got to pay for this and I got to pay for that and this and this and that. You're whining and crying. That's what it sounds like to them, and they don't care. Trust me, they don't care. They already know. They know for your truck. They know that you got to pay for gas and water. They know you got to pay all that stuff. They know that. There's no need to go back and forth with them on that. I never do that. And you know, I want you guys to do the same. But let me get out of here, man. I gotta go and cut some grass. My phone about to go dead anyway. But you guys, go ahead and type in New Wave. Go to Facebook, go to the search engine, type in New Wave by ANA, and you're gonna see a New Wave logo. It's gonna say the words New Wave with a wave going over the New Wave, and in the middle of that is gonna have my logo ANA in between, so you know you're at the right place. Go ahead there. There's a lot of people on there. It's almost at 500 members. I think it's like at 480 or 479 or something like that. Go over there, join. You can post your work. There's a lot of people on there giving out good advice. There's a lot of people on there showing their work, being motivational, all of that. You can go over there, join the team. Um, oh, y'all can go to my website. I need to update my website, but y'all need to go to my website and the New Wave t-shirts, all that type of stuff, support the cause. Uh, Love to see y'all over there to show y'all work so I can start putting names, so I can start putting faces to these names that's on my Facebook, on my YouTube page. But shouts out to the New Wave. Peace.